Hello, hello, hello. You guys are about to pop out of the holster. That'll be really nifty. I'll just leave it alone because it probably will pop out. Hi, Laveda. Hi, Sue. Good morning, Brioni. Hi, Angela. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Wendy Martin. Hi, Sheila. How goes it? How you be? What happened? You want me to put your charger? Hi, Mary Sharkey. Yeah, it'll be airborne because this one launches. Ask me how I know. This particular hoster launches things. So you probably, I don't know. And then it would probably crack my screen and all the other ting-tings. So what's going on, peeps? Hello, Mac. Hi, Sandy Kling. Hi, Miss Donna Sue. Hello, Melinda. Hi, Tina. How's it going? How's it going? How's everybody doing? Oh my goodness gracious. So I was telling Sue yesterday, I've come to the conclusion that when the housekeeper is here, hi Julia, which is every other Monday. So yesterday, when the housekeeper is here, I'm not going to be able to go live because there's this real awkward moment of when I need to be getting in the shower and getting dressed and her in my room cleaning the bathroom. It could be really awkward. And so, yeah. So every other Monday, I'll probably need to take that day off. And then yesterday there was a line because Nick needed to get ready to go somewhere in the morning. So we're both sitting downstairs like do. And I'm not going to rush her or tell her where because no matter where she starts, right? She's going to end up there at some point, no matter if she starts there, ends there, in the middle. So it's just, yeah. So I'm not going to be able to be live every other Monday because it could be really awkward. Hi, Elizabeth. I know. I wasn't expecting not to come on yesterday, but as I was sitting there like, I need to get in the shower. I need to get dressed. And then Nick and I talked about it later. He was like, yeah, what do I do? Go in the closet and close the door? Like, there's no lock on the door. Not that she would open the door, but like, that could be weird. And I'm like, yeah, that could be weird. Hi, Diane Dunkelman. Hi, Luann. Crocheting bananas? Oh, how cool. Like, do you put something in there to give it shape? That's cool. Oh my goodness. So anyways, how was everybody's weekend? Did y'all do anything this weekend? Do you guys still have fireworks going off in your area? Because we do. Last night wasn't so bad. I think there was like one or two in the early evening. So like in the later evening, it wasn't. Bananas or bandanas? Oh, bandanas! I thought she said that when I glanced over here, it looked like bananas. Nobody said I had good eyesight. I can hear good, but nobody claimed that I had good eyesight. I just glanced and it looked like bananas. I guess there is a D in there. Holy guacamole. No, we do not. They stopped after Saturday. I wish. Yeah, we had a couple last like I said early evening, which I think maybe were just kids because they weren't like big booming like crazy. But any pop, Jack is like, and he will not go outside to go to the restroom. Like I open the sliding door and he like, and then backs up. Like he literally does that. He stands at the threshold of the sliding door and puts his head out like this and then backs up. I am bananas. Hey, nobody said I was speed reading is entertaining. So speaking of me being bananas. So you all know we were working on the bubble glass frame, right? Well, we all know that that glass is broken, right? So Mary Casey gave me the idea to decoupage on the frame, and then I'm going to epoxy on it to make it stronger. However, when I got off of the live, I said, okay, well, I need to put this somewhere where Troy's not going to knock it down. You know, it's just not going to get bumped. Like, I'm not going to set it up here or whatever, because like pressure can't be put on it. Nothing. You had me worried there for a moment. Hey, if you make bananas, you let me know. So anyways, when I left the live, I had all of these thoughts in my head, and I thought to myself, I need to put this somewhere where it's not going to be knocked around, because Troy's always moving things on my desk, so he could put his computer, like if he put his laptop on top of it, it would crack. This was only Friday. Golly, got lip gloss all over the place. I couldn't find where I put it. Hi, Brenda. I think living across the street from a Navy base helps with. Oh, yes, that would help a lot. That would help a lot. I couldn't find where I put the glass. Yeah. I know where I put the frame because I put it right up there, but I dared not to put the glass up there because, he likes to get the remote to turn on and off, the light and stuff. And I couldn't find the glass for a long time, for many, many days. Until like a little bit ago, actually, because I was like, well, geez, Louise, I need another project because I don't know where the glass is. See, there's a draw right here. And I figured he wouldn't get in the draw. I found it. It's this whole thing, right? Like, I do things mindlessly. Like, I thought about that whole process, right? I thought about the whole process of somebody like knocking it down, it getting broken. What if something happens? Somebody put something on side it. Blah, 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 blah. I thought about the whole process, but then when it came to me actually putting it away, it was like, oh, here's a good place. Put it right there. And then I went on to do 5,000 different things, right? And yeah, I forgot where I put it. You even checked your spelling? It wasn't you, Tina. It was all me. Oh, yeah. So, you could have told us. We would have told you days later. You could have told us. We would have. Well, I didn't do it until after I got off of here. As soon as I got off of here, I was like, ooh, I need to put this somewhere because it's very delicate. It can get broken. So, yeah, let's have a bright idea to hide it from yourself. You guys know you hide things from yourself. You were afraid it broke? Well, shoot. I was afraid that I was never going to find it, y'all, because, there are things that I have put away in safe places that I have still not found. Yeah, it's bad. So, we need to do a little bit of coloring right here. Troy is on me right now because he wants me to do something for him. We need to do a little bit of color matching. And then we need to finish up whatever we're going to do to the frame. Hey. No. What is Troy? Are you kidding me right now? He turned the Google lens on, and now it's doing all kind of funny things. Hold on a minute. This kid, you see, he was over here for 2 seconds, pushed like 3 buttons, and did all kind of damage. All right. There you go. Okay, so anyhow, eating hootenanny. So let's take a little bit of blue. You guys, I have been so super duper busy these last few days. It's been wild and crazy. Like, work has been super busy. The business has been super busy. I feel like I'm actually losing my mind a little bit, but it's okay. You know what? We have these colors out. Let's just take some of that ice blue and knock it down and maybe add a tinge of whatever we have out here. We're going to make it work. Yeah, so, but we got some exciting things happening. It's just been really busy. I feel like I'm losing my ever-loving mind. However, if you do have something that I owe you, so if I owed you Happy Mail from like 7 months ago, if I owed you, all of that stuff is gone. Gone. I actually did something worth something, and I mailed y'all out all your stuff. Gone. It's gone. Thank the Lord have mercy. So, yeah, so, look. Yeah, that'll work. We'll just knock that down. Whoa, banana tree in Germany. Incredible. Okay? Oh, yeah, I will put it in a safe place. Yeah, I have things that I have hidden, and I still can't find it. It's absolutely ridiculous because the thing is, when I hide things, I don't understand how I can hide them in such a place that I would never stumble upon it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least with this, if I would have said, all right, well, I lost the glass, y'all. There's nothing I can do. Right when I went to go open my drawer over here, I would have eventually found it. Some of the things that I cannot find again, I don't understand how I put them in these places that I never go to again. That really just blows my mind. Well, looky there. Hot diggity dog. All right, so that was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's get a little brusha. Hi, Helen. You don't hide things? Well, you know what? I do both. I hide things and I can't remember where I put them. So then it's a double dose of, oh, Lordy have mercy. It's a double dose of, oh, Lordy have mercy. Because, yeah, wait. Hold on a minute. All right, let's take a little bit of a 320. I'm going to be really easy, especially on this side over here. I'm just going to knock the fibers down just a little bit. I'm not going to go hard or anything on it. I'm just putting a light amount of pressure, and we're just going to knock back those fibers just so we can blend this paint a little easier. What is that? You have to that would be a good idea. But what about all the other stuff that I've hidden? And I could look at how long it took me to find the ruler. And I don't even know. And the thing is when I hide things, I say to myself, I'll put it here because I will remember it's here. Obviously not. Yeah, I couldn't believe I couldn't find the sisters. And then you all know when, something like that happens, my OCD takes, goes into full effect. And I was besides myself. I was like, how, where? Because usually you want to hide things, I put it up high because obviously, you know, Troy is less likely. I mean, he has done it. We know that. But he's less likely to, you know, be able to get to it. So I usually put it high. But no. Nope. I don't know. All right. So again, I'm not going crazy. I'm just a little. I'm just taking it down a little bit. Usually I would make sure I don't feel the fiber at all. But the way the frame's going to line up, a lot of this isn't going to be seen. So all right. It's good enough. Hi, Sandy Hinkleman. What happened? You move a notebook? What, like write it down or something? Oh, gosh. Get a locking foot locker in your craft room and put those type of things in there. That would be a wonderful idea. See, these are all great ideas, right? In the perfect world. But, you know. Now, how in the heavens did that get way down there like that? Oof. 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 All right, there's a tint. This is down here, this is fine, but up here, there's a tinge of green in there. So I'm just going to use the country green. Just to put it up in here. That's better. That's better. All right. Oh, that's not getting me anywhere. I'm going to wet it just a little bit because I'm going to bring in a dauber in just a second. I know, you guys all have spectacular ideas, but then I'll get off of here and I'll never remember to order a Foot Locker. Much less it fitting in my craft room right now. Which, by the way, I don't even know if I can call it my craft room anymore. Troy has taken over in there, man. I mean, I have my substrates in there and everything, but the table and everything else is all Troy. He's taken over. But, you know, I don't know if there's a spot in this house that Troy hasn't taken over, so. But he really likes my craft room because the window to the front, you know, that's the only window down here that looks out to the front, right? So whenever all of the deliveries come, he either books it upstairs or he, you know, goes in there. Which is funny because, you know, you guys know I have that thing where if you don't call me, I'm not opening the door. Well, I sure can't pretend that I'm not home because Troy is right there. He's right out looking at the front window. So you can tell I'm home because Troy's looking at the front window, just kind of smiling at everybody. All All right, so I'm just using a dauber, and I'm going to blend it into the paper. Probably actually... I should use the chipboard that I was using so that I don't boot scoot it around on the glass to glass. All right, that looks all right. That looks pretty decent on that side. We'll let that dry. It usually darkens up a little bit, and then we'll figure out if we need to, what we need to do over there. So let's get this other side. Messages. Oh, messages. What was I going to tell you guys? I had to tell you guys something. I don't remember. So what's going on in your neck of the woods, y'all? Oh my gosh, it's supposed to be like a gajillion degrees this weekend here. Like seriously, let me look. It is going to be so flippin' hot this weekend that it's not even normal. It's going to be 105 on Friday. On Saturday, 107. Thursday, oh, it's just 104. No big deal. I see you. Like I see you. Hi, my Ashley. Good evening, Jill. Man, you have your late slip. I haven't even been able. Gosh, it's been so crazy. I haven't even been able to talk to Ashley. Usually I talk to Ashley in the mornings. So I have a meeting every day with my my bosses at 10 o'clock in the morning every day. We do a little check-in every day at 10 o'clock in the morning. But before that, you know, I'm taking Trevor to work. And then after the meeting, I'm usually, you know, getting upstairs, getting ready, and then I pop on here. So I feel like I have a new schedule that I need to like adjust to here somewhere. Like there's a new time schedule that I need to get adjusted because I'm a little frazzled these last few days. Like I feel like I have no time again. Kind of like, you know, when it's like summer vacation and then you take the kids back to school and you need to get back in the routine of things. I feel kind of like that. What? What color I just grabbed? I think at the weekend here in the UK, it's going to be 29. What is 29? We are in the hundreds and it's not even August. I don't. Like I said, was saying the other day, like, you know, never happy, right? I don't like the cold because it makes me hurt. I don't like the summer because I already have daily personal summers. I like the spring. Can it just be spring all the time? Like, why not? Who said it can't just be spring? I'm down for spring all the time. No. Honestly, Mary, I don't think he's ever going to be ready. I really don't. I don't think I just don't think he's gonna. I have a feeling he is not going to be one to drive, period. Like, I just don't. I mentioned it the other day. I was like, hey, you haven't wanted to drive lately, and he's just like, no. He's like, there's something that happens daily that, to me, I don't even really think about, because, there's dumb drivers every day. But there's something that happens all the time that he doubts himself. Like, he will say things like, I don't know if I would have done that. I don't know if I could have done that. I don't know what would have happened if I would have been driving and that happened to me. I ordered one for you. Actually, I almost messed up and ordered two. So I don't think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I really don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it. Because I'm even like, man, you bought a new car and I drive this thing more than you do. And and he's like, no, that, well, I figured we would both drive it anyways. And I was like, oh, I didn't. Troy, I already ordered you a phone. So, I don't know. Something's got, I don't know how to change that, It's right there, baby. See, I ordered you that one. $70 degrees. Hi, Lori. In Hawaii, it's always around 80. Yeah, but in Hawaii, we had monsoons. Like, you'd be at the beach, and then all of a sudden, it's like pouring down rain. But it would be warm rain, so it didn't really matter. Okay, and then I noticed down here, I guess I didn't notice that before I mixed all these colors on the brush. So, hold on. Let's get... Wow, that kind of screwed that up. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I was saying, though, because Nick is like that. He's just like, is he going to drive or what's happening? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. To be honest, I wish he would have never got his driver's license, because then my insurance wouldn't be like $500 a month. At least he'll be 25 next year in December. Oh, insurance is so high, y'all. It hurts me to pay insurance every month. Like, it just bothers my soul. All right, so that's good enough. I'm happy with that. Let's put all these brushes in water. Got to put it in the water. Hi, Mom, Pat. Hi, Marilyn. Oh, Onyx, you are not a puppy. Okay, Troy, if you really want to leave that there, and it's not like I'm going to start shipping packages anytime soon. Not right this minute, anyways. I know how it feels. I don't drive because I know my reaction time is slow, but I'm in the city. Yeah. My 20-year-old grandson is the same way. He doesn't like to drive and still only has his learner's permit. Really? My son used to drive a line truck. Yeah, no. That's not Trevor. He won't be driving no line truck. Yeah, $500 a month, y'all. That's how much insurance is right now for me. It went from like a good old, like barely $100 to $400. Gosh, when do you turn 25? Next December. He's not even 24 yet. Oh, breaks my heart. How are you, Marilyn? All right, so we've got enough going on here on the sides. All right, I'm not going to be really picky. I could be really picky but I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop because it is the sides. So hold on a minute. All right, I'm okay with that. So the frame has had time to set. The wax and all the stuff that we have done, antiquing gel, all of that has had time to set. I think, hold on. Let me get some varnish. One moment. I've got a million things running through my head right now for what to do to this picture. Oh, we don't want that. So we're going to brush this with epoxy because we need to strengthen this glass, obviously, because of what's underneath, right? Thank you. So I have the Chameleon Varnish in gold. Now the Chameleon Varnish in gold underneath epoxy, wow, I didn't turn you guys, looks absolutely beautiful. What I'm trying to figure out right now is if I want the Chameleon Varnish over the whole thing, or if I want it on everything but the girls. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's high, Bree. It's so high that every month I'm like, ugh. So when he doesn't even drive, I'm like, gosh, you could have just saved me so much money and not gotten your driver's license until after you were 25. But that's okay. Because I'm thinking, right, because I don't know if they're walking on water. I'm assuming that this is water. Everything but the girls, everything but the girls. All right, we're on the same train. Okay, so where are my Princeton brushes? I can't see you. I don't see you. Oh, now I see you. All right. I am really wanting to start creating with Andy Skinner. Arm will be immobilized for 8 weeks. Oh, no. Now's the time to practice your ambidextrous skills. Man, 8 to 10 weeks. Oh. Okay. Remember, when you have chameleon varnish, you really, 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 really want to mix up that and get all of that mica. And when you shake it, I would still go in and kind of stir it. And then I always say, if you are doing a bigger project, or not even a bigger project, if you know, have this sitting on your table for a minute, I would shake it back up and continue doing whatever you're doing, because the mic, it's heavy, so it's going to pull back down, right? Now, please remember, I've got all these lights focused right here. So what you guys are seeing with all the lights on it is not actually how it looks. You know what I'm saying? Without light, what am I doing with this? Without light being right on it. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the chameleon varnish, don't think that you just ruined your print. So we're gonna go around with the larger brush first, and then we'll go in with the smaller brush and do some detail work around the girls, so that way only sparkling around them and not on them. See, but what you guys are going to only see is just all the shine. I will hold it up so you can see what it actually looks like. Oh, y'all. Remember I was telling you guys about that series on Netflix I was watching, Blind Spot, when I called it all kind of different things. I finally finished it. I didn't realize that it was an older show and that it was filmed from, I guess the season was from 2015 to 2020 is when it finally went off. I guess it was on NBC, but I finally finished it. It's pretty good. I can see why, though, it, you know, isn't one of the shows that have gone on for, you know, for a longer time, because after so long it's like, okay, you know, this, you can only do so much with that type of storyline, right? All right, what's her foot doing right here? Hold on, sorry, I'm gonna get my big head in the camera for a minute. What is her foot doing? I mean, I know that's up, but is that down? Is it in? I don't know where it's at. All right, there's a dark spot there, so I'm assuming that's, I don't know. If somebody's getting that close to it, I'm gonna tell me that I didn't put varnish there, then. Hi, Nancy. Are you really? What season are you on? And do you like it so far? I just finished it yesterday, actually. You know, as I was sitting down here waiting for my turn in the shower. Which, honestly, right, I have 3 bathrooms in here. I could have went to, you know, the other showers, but you can't. Like, all my stuff is in there. I would have had to, you know. I thought about that for a minute too. I was like, well, I guess I could go to one of the other showers, and I was like, no, that's doing too much. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Season 2? I'm behind. I just read your message, Terry. What? I sent you a message, Bree? I don't remember sending you a message. Oh, maybe you're tracking? No, I don't remember. All right. It's got this little side here, and then the varnish is done. Let's not have little puddles of it though anywhere. The only thing I don't like about watching shows like that, and then them ending, is I feel invested in them, like I know them. And when I don't have another season to watch, I'm like, I have separation anxiety. I'm like, I'm invested. I need to see, more, but it's over. Like, what? We need to kind of get, now this is just being a little picky, but inside her little lock of hair there should be shiny. All right, I'm not going to do every lock, but I should be doing all those areas too. But anyways, all right. So now that we did all the little breaks around, I'm just going to kind of go in and make sure there isn't any crazy, like, weird puddles that I left. Oh, I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. What did I do with my tray? Hi, Sharon. I haven't been able to catch you live lately. Oh, I know. I'm glad you're here. It is something my husband and I will watch together. I like medical series, and he won't watch them. Oh, that's so funny because I like to watch like medical stuff too, and my mom wouldn't watch that stuff with me when she was here, but she had open heart surgery, so she said that it was because of that. Like, she didn't enjoy her time in the hospital at all, so anytime there was anything like that, she never wanted to watch that, those kind of shows with me. All right, let's dry this and I'll pick it up a little bit more so you guys can see. I just love the chameleon varnish. Ooh, water, my brushes are all about to fall off the edge there. Sound like a cat. You know when they make that, like that kind of, I don't have a cat. That was weird. Okay, so Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. That's gorgeous. Goodness gracious, Brioni. Oh, Brioni, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, Brioni. Yeah, I wasn't worried about it. Oh, that's the message you sent. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Okay, I like it a lot. However, I think the frame can use a little bit more of like a shine to it. Like a little bit more wax. I don't want anything crazy though, so let's pull out the Chameleon wax. My favorite. So we're just going to grab the white gold just to give again the peak. So now after you guys can see, after everything dried and sat down, right? So everything is dried and set out here. The white gold that we put on the outside where I can see hints of it still. I want a little bit more. Hi, Vicky Browning. How are you? Ashley was here, but I'm pretty sure a customer walked in. Hi, Molly. Okay. So we're going to take my favorite, which is the Chameleon Gold. White gold, I should say. And I'm going to use the lid, and I'm going to work that all in there. And then we should be done. All I'm going to need to do is put a backing on, which I actually used the backing that I was going to use, didn't I? I'm going to have to get another piece of chipboard. Yeah, because that's not going to work. All right. Let's get a little bit of a shop towel over here just so we can roll this 360 and make sure there's no clumps on the brush tips. And then we're going to light pressure and flick. And we're just going to add a little bit more shine out here, but we're not going to add color. Oh yeah, that's better. Yes, I like it. Let's put some of this. It's time for me to open a new jar. Remember, paint the backing. Oh, Lori, thank you so much for the stars. Oh, Molly, isn't it beautiful? It's got so much detail. Lori, you don't have to do that. You guys know you don't have to do that. I don't expect it at all. But I am very grateful. It does help tremendously. All right. So can you guys see? What did I tell you guys about being way up there when I need you guys to look way down here? Can you come down, please? Jeez. Do you guys see? It's just, let's pick it up so you can see the reflection. So we're not changing color. We're just giving shine. Yeah? So we're taking that Chameleon and just adding some something. Okay, you can go back to where you were anyways. Ugh. The Chameleon just never gets old, I tell ya. So you guys are going to need to excuse me because I'm going to have to go grab another piece of chipboard because we've got to we've got to put it in place, right? Well, let's think about that for a minute. Vicky Browning, thank you so much for the stars. Ashley's back now. Ashley, I'll put the comments on so you can say hello to your Vicky Browning. Vicky Browning is in the house. So let's think about this. Do I want to epoxy? No, maybe I don't want to epoxy it in the frame because I'm not going to be able to get it from edge to edge, and I need it to get to this edge especially, right? Because I have room in the back, in the epoxy, look at all that room in the back. So it's not like it's going to not fit because of depth. Hey, Vicky. Vicky was my first customer when I started 6 years ago. Really? Sorry, we're closed. Hung up. That is so awesome. I know who my first customer was. Carol McGill. She was my first customer. She was my first order, and I was like, oh, I got an order. I remember I ran upstairs and I told Trevor, I got an order. Now, a lot of you trust us with your orders, and I'm so very thankful. Y'all, you want to know something so cute? She has taught me so much. Isn't that so cool? When, you know, you can actually, like, say, like, hey, I've gotten so much, I've learned so much from that person. So let me tell you guys what happened yesterday. Yesterday we got home, and every month I get a ton of boxes because I have the Amazon subscribe and save. So every month at the beginning of the month I get a bunch of stuff. Baby wipes, diapers, dish soap, everything, okay? All the household, whatever. It all comes every month. I have it on a monthly order. All right. So we come home from taking Trev, or picking up Trev, but I was on the phone again because I had actually 3 calls for work yesterday, which was kind of funny. So I was actually on the phone still when we drove up. Okay, parked in the driveway, and I'm mouthing to Trevor to please get the dogs, get them inside. Well, Troy sees all the boxes at the front door and a couple of envelopes, which, envelopes are usually what they put his phone cases in. So he went right after the envelopes. Anyways, long story short, I come inside, and he had opened the envelope that he had brought in. It was the white bags that they send. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what was in it. Trev didn't know what was in it because he wasn't around when Troy opened it. And I stayed outside while I was talking on the phone. So I had no idea what was in the bag, what was ordered, what Troy did with it. So I was asking Troy, like, what's in the bag? What was in the bag, son? Is it PT time? Your hair is looking great. You smell good. You put your cologne on? Woo! You put lots of cologne on. Did you leave any cologne in the bottle? Whew. Holy guacamole. Anyways, so I'm showing him the bag because I'm trying to get him to understand, like, hey, what was in this, son? Like, obviously he's not going to be able to tell me what what was, you know what I mean? He can't voice it and tell me what was in there. So I'm pointing to the bag. I'm like, Troy, what was in the bag? I'm looking all around the house. I don't see anything. I don't know what was in the bag. So finally he looks at me and he smiles real big. And I said, Troy, come on, tell mommy, show mommy. Where was it? And I'm pointing at the bag. Where was it? He walks me over here and he walks me to our cart, this little cart that he uses that has all his trinkets and all of our like supplies on it to ship stuff. It was bingo cards in the mesh bags. So it was these mesh bags and the bingo cards. He put them where they belonged, y'all. He put them on the cart. He opened the bingo cards, put it in the slot where they belong, and he put the mesh bags where they belonged. It's the little things, y'all. It warmed my heart so much. I was like, oh, Troy, you make mom so proud. Oh, my God. He was looking at me like, what? Now go away, mom. Okay, I gave you what you wanted. Now leave me alone. Quit gushing on me. Yeah, he's also the one who finds things when I hide them. But I can't explain to him what I was looking for. So, all right. So what do you guys think? I'm almost thinking we should epoxy this outside of it because it's important for me to get to these edges here. If I leave it inside and I brace it up in there like so, right? I'm missing all of that stuff. I'm gonna miss that whole edging there. I know, wasn't that such a, y'all, it's the little things that we take for granted that it's like, you know, but for him to know and figure these things out, it makes me so happy. I was over the moon. I was kissing on his cheeks and he was like, he was so annoyed with me. But I was so proud. I was like, oh my God, you put it away. Oh my God, I love you so much, Joy, and you're so smart. And he's just, yeah. He was not amused by my gushing. Not at all. Yeah, that's what I think too, Sue, because I think right here especially it's super duper important. All right, so we are going to do these. I do sell this. This is in my store. I sell the white, the black, and the epoxy. All right. So the epoxy, you have a longer open time, meaning you don't have to rush around like a mad person because you have a long open time. What am I going to put this in? What am I gonna mix this in? Because I need to mix it in something clean. Actually, I feel now every time I say actually, I need to enunciate it. Actually, we're just going to use one of these little guys because we're painting this on. We are not pouring it. Okay. So, just like you would with your regular stuff, it's equal parts of A and B. I have also brushed it on, like if I've used clay and I need the clay to be pliable, but it's also in a spot that maybe is going to, I would usually use my little mixer, but because it's in there, I'm just going to hand stir it for 3 minutes. I've made a couple of things where I've kneaded it to be clay, but I've also had some spots where maybe it was sticking up off of the substrate, so it could be compromised if it was dropped or what have you. So I've brushed on epoxy and it made it rock solid. Battery, please charge. Excuse you? I have a lot of electronics that talk to me when I don't ask them to speak. Yeah, he was thinking. Okay, well, turn off instead of complaining that you're low. Yeah, he was wishing I would stop. I could tell he was just at first he smiled because he was like, "Yeah, I did this," and then when I just kept on and on, he was like, "Okay, now can you move out of my way, Mom? Because there's something that I need to go do." Yeah. But because the order at the beginning of the month is so large, like, oh gosh, I mean, I could have figured it out, but I would have had to gone line item through line item. Okay, did we get the soap? Yes. Did we get the this? Did we get the that? Did we, to process of elimination to see what was most likely in the bag, right? He walked right over to the cart. He was like, I put it where it was supposed to go, Mom. Jeez. All right, so you do need to mix your epoxy for at least 3 minutes. But again, you have a longer open time on clear epoxy than you do on the quick set, right? On the quick set, you want to mix it for like 30 to 45 seconds, and then you want to get that on and in your mold or wherever you're putting it immediately. Because your working time, your open time is not even a minute, right? This one, your working time is about 10 to 15 minutes. So you've got time. Oh no, I never feel lonely. Things talk to me even when I don't want them. But when I ask them for something, then they never answer me. All right, we've got about another 45 seconds and then we're good. Make sure you're getting the bottom, and you're going to get a lot of bubbles. That's just how epoxy is. Don't worry about it. We'll get out all of those bubbles. Hi, Helena. Hi, Killy girl. Hi, Kathy. Put parchment paper on. Oh, I will. I will definitely put parchment paper under there. Unless I wanted to stick to this and then be like the tools that stuck this to the frame in the first place and made it so that it broke. I love you too, Papas. All right, so this good enough. What time is it? Yep, that's good enough. All right. So I'm going to throw this away and push that way down in my trash because I don't want Onyx to pull it out. And I'm going to take some Big Mama Jamma. Now, I will tell you, once you brush your epoxy on, right, if you have little fur babies, you're going to want to put this somewhere that it's not going to get any fuzz or anything else in it. But just remember where you put it. You know, don't be like me and then forget where you put it. And yeah, don't do that because that's never good. All right. We're just gonna take some washi tape. Which the washi tape might not even hold it because it's parchment paper, but you never know. Okay, let's put this away. Again, I never use I don't use brushes. I use whatever brush I want, and then I just go clean it. So it doesn't ever bother me. I've done this before. I don't particularly care what brush I use, so because I'll clean it. It'll come right out. Okay, you see all those bubbles? Don't worry about it. All right, so we're just going to start. Goodness gracious, somebody is yelling on the TV. Can you guys hear that? Holy guacamole. Now, one thing about epoxy, it is self-leveling. So I'm going to brush it on where I need it to be. It will self-level out. But I really want to focus over here and even onto that edge there. Now, it's the same thing with epoxy. If you run out, just make some more. Just like if you were doing quick cure resin. If you run out, just make some more. It's not a big deal. Just don't stick this in the water when you're done. You want to clean it with some isopropyl alcohol. You all already know I use the 99.9%. All right. So I always use my lights to make sure I'm getting everywhere. Because since everything's glossy, it's really hard to see, right? To make sure you've gotten all the areas, and it's so easy to miss. And even when you're brushing it on, if you've missed an area, it's going to look real weird because you're going to have a big divot of the area that you missed. Now I can see all the little bubbles. Ooh, like up there. We missed all up there. All right. Ooh, holy guacamole. All right. I'm going to take the heat gun to it and pop all of these bubbles and then see if I need to mix some more. But I'm not going to put that in the water. I'm going to stand that up right there. Whoop. Well, that's now too heavy for the little thing, so. Will you epoxy the back? Yes. I think it would be only smart to epoxy the back. So now all we're doing is we're popping all the bubbles, and this is the most satisfying part. All right. We need to mix a little bit more. you will get what these little air pockets. They're like little pinholes. Okay. So remember, you've got open time, so you're good. Mrs. King. Okay, let me put this brush right there. Oh, Helena, thank you so much. No, pouring glaze. So pouring glaze will give you the same effect as far as like the gloss will go. And you can even hold on. You can even, do the same procedure, but as far as the strength, are you leaving? Okay. Love you. If you are looking for the strength that epoxy gives, like resin gives when it hardens, the pouring glaze is not going to do that. Okay? So, yeah, exactly. If it wasn't cracked, you could have done this. It would have been perfect. It would have did the same thing, and it's easier, especially if you're not comfortable with epoxy. Because it's going to take the same amount of time to dry and blah, 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 blah. But because of this crack is why we're doing the epoxy, because we want the strength that's going to happen. Do you, Jane, the new flowers? Not Jane. Do I have the new flowers, Mrs. King? Which ones are you talking about? Are you talking about what they're sneak peeking, or are you talking about the flowers from the last release? Because either way, yes. Which one are you looking for? I made a small tray for my girlfriend for her birthday and covered with resin. Made sure I covered the edges real and still had divots. Yeah. So you have to be very careful, and you really have to use your light. And another good time to have the pokey tool, the cherry release. The cherry release. Is that what it? I'm going to have to look to make sure we're talking about the same thing. All right, so we're going to get that same brush, and I'm going to come right over here where I see that it is, because this side, I started over there because of where the crack is, right? So this side was not as heavy, so we need to make sure we're coming, and I'm going to actually come around these edges here. We're going to. So once you work with epoxy often, you will get the hang of how it behaves. Will it be perfect every time? You know, everything is handcrafted, so. But just make sure that, even if you don't have lights like I do, even if you use the light on your phone, because you really need to use the light because everything is so glossy. If you use that light, it'll help so much, so you could catch those divots and those little air pockets. Because once the epoxy has dried, there really isn't anything you could do about it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love chameleon varnish underneath epoxy. All right, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna look over here to see what's happening. All right, now let's dry this, and then we're going to get rid of some of these little pockets. I use Food Safe epoxy on a tray. My temp was not good. Oh, by Frank Garcia. Are you talking about scrapbook paper? Whatever you're looking for, if I don't have it, I can get it though, Mrs. King. All right. Okay, now we're talking. All right. I'm going to take my pokey tool. And you are going to have to babysit your epoxy. Don't just put your epoxy down and then walk away from it and think that everything's going to be okay. I strongly suggest you come back to it a few times while it's setting. All right, let's rotate this puppy and see what's happening on this side. Where did that go? I just seen. What is this stuff, man? Oh, I know where I'm picking it up at when I come around the sides. The gunk that's around the sides. I need to be careful. All right, let's pop these last couple of bubbles. And I'm actually going to because it is domed, right? So the epoxy wants to come off the edges. So I'm going to sweep it back. And that's why I'm saying, like, you're going to need to babysit. No matter what kind of epoxy you're doing, no matter if it's on a tray, I don't ever just put epoxy down and leave it. I come back to it a few times before it's actually set all the way. But you guys, this is going to be amazing. I don't see any more divots on the girls. They look good. Yes, I can get anything. Oh, I don't know. Can you guys actually see the effects? All right, hold on one second. So I'm not going to use the brush. I'm going to use this silicone because there is a lot of epoxy on the edges here, which I don't have a problem with. It's just it's dripping down because of it, you know, coming down the dome. But I don't want to pick this up and then it drip all over me. which will probably happen anyways. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, I see something. I spy with my little eye. But see, this is just part of epoxy, and it's just a part of just, you know, you need to kind of, like I said, you need to babysit it. All I'm doing right now is popping the little pockets that happen. And there's stuff flying around in the air, so you're gonna get little fuzzies. So what I would do is put like something over it, a big Tupperware or something, and put it in a place where there's not a lot of traffic, so not a lot of, you know, people are walking by and dust and stuff is going to be flying around it. Oh my goodness. Cherry sweet. Okay, I will look as soon as I'm done here. Okay, so again, I'm just going to pull it back a little bit. I'm not real worried about it dripping off of the side over here because this is where we want it to drip. All right, I'm going to bring you down closer and see if you guys can see. Can you guys see what happens underneath there? Ooh, look at, I could see right there. You see that sparkle from the chameleon varnish? So now that I did that, let's pop the little bubbles that are going to happen right there so that can self-level back out. I have the nets to put over food. Yep, exactly. But you need the big ones, the big old, you know, the big old nets that you would use like at a big cookout. So, hi, Leah. Just remember where you put it. Exactly. So, can you guys imagine that now? Look at how gorgeous that's going to be. Oh, my Lanta, y'all. Let me back you up. So, that will be... So, this is not going to set for at least 24 hours. I'm going to keep an eye on it. When it does set, I will flip it around and epoxy the back. Technically, you wouldn't epoxy the back, right? But because we want to make sure that, you know, this was even better than it was prior to, we're going to make sure that this doesn't, you know, crack at all. So I will brush a layer on the back, epoxy the back, and then what I'll do is cut the chipboard so that can be the new backing, because remember, This backing is way janky. This was the original backing. And yeah, we're not putting that thing back on this beautiful frame. So thank you. Yeah. So if you have not tried, I'm telling you, this is what I do with epoxy. But you know, literally, it's the way that you get, you know, it to look perfect, right? If you have not tried the chameleon, even the silver, even the brass underneath epoxy, you need to just do it once. And I tell you what, you will want to always do it because it is absolutely stunning. Make sure you get rid of those little pockets, y'all. Because it will. When it dries, you'll see these little divots and it'll just make you crazy. I'm so excited. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get this covered. So I actually have one of those, where's my mouse? I have one of those big rectangle Tupperware things, you know, that you put storage in. And I'm going to plop it, I'm going to turn it upside down and put it on top of this. What? That's janky? Huh? Wax janky. I want to see you do raindrops. Who are we talking to? You need that chameleon wax. The chameleon, the chameleon, the white gold wax or the varnish? It's addicting. I'm telling you. Once you do it, you will always do it. So this will need to dry for at least 24 hours before I can flip it and do the opposite side. But tomorrow I will show you guys. I'll come on and show you guys before I do it, because if I do the opposite side, I'm not going to be able to show you what it looks like, what the epoxy looks like. But oh yeah, yes, you do, Mary Casey. You really do. So like I said, you have about, you know, you have a good 10-15 minutes of open time. Once that 15 minutes is done, then you can stop like coming back and babysitting it so much. But it's gonna be gorgeous. Go shop. It could travel to BC. That wouldn't hurt my feelings. It would. Alrighty, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. What do I have to do? I know there's something that I need to do. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to go get the cover and cover this up and put it in. You guys, it's funny. I put it in the shower over here. Nobody takes a shower in this downstairs bathroom. And I can close the curtain and, you know, nothing gets in there once it's covered. So, you know what I should have done? I should have put this on my resin table. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyways. All right. I hope you guys have a fantabulous rest of your day. I'm going to go get this covered. Then I'm going to go back to work. And, yeah. All right. So, see you back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. Talk to you later. Bye.